the banks of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine. It's a place I love best, 'cause it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. There's lights that burn so brightly, in the northeast sky they shine, from a place that Geordies worship, where legends wear number 9. You can travel right round the world, even meet the Pope in Rome, but nothing beats the feeling of when you come back here to home. No matter how life changes, we'll never be far apart. The northeast always home, and it's always in your heart. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV. And yep, you know what tonight's show is all about. So before we go into the show, and any comments, if you like what you see, please smash the like button. It really does help the channel with the search results, so smash those likes. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, and hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so, helps the channel grow. Bell notification tells you when I'm live, have any pre-records or any upcoming shows. Yeah, so without further ado, let's get our guest in. I mean, he's a very special guest, you know, professional darts player and big Toon fan as well. So let's get Chris Hollywood Dobey in. Here he is. Hi, Chris. How are you?
I'm not too bad, man. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no problem, mate. No worries. I mean, guys, if you got any questions in the chat you want to fire at Chris, then, you know, let me know. And I'm sure Chris will do his best to answer them. If it's anything darts related or football, whatever, just put them in there and he'll do his best. Sefton was in. He says, I'm driving to work when you're broadcasting, but I have a great show. Thanks, Sefton. And Ian says, evening, Tony. Evening to you as well, Ian. So yeah, Chris, obviously we all know you as a professional darts player. Just recently you got the quarterfinals at Ali Pali.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I met an on-form Michael Van Gerwen. You know, that guy's some player, isn't he? I mean, he can blow anybody away when he's on top form. I mean, first of all, what's it like playing against someone like Van Gerwen, and especially when he's in that form?
Yeah, it's unreal. Obviously, I've said it in many interviews that I still class him as the best player in the world, and it'll take something special to make us change my mind. It's just every time he seems to turn it on against me, you know, it's annoying at times. But no, I've been close to beating him many times. I've managed to beat him on the TV a couple of months ago in the European finals, but it's just good to play in games like that. I was disappointed with the way I turned up and I didn't perform in the Worlds against Michael, but now I'll bounce back from that and hopefully take it into the weekend.
Yeah, there's always next year, isn't it, Ali Pali? I mean, Michael Smith won. I mean, that was a terrific final between them two, wasn't it?
That 9 dart leg, you know, that'll never be done again. Well, it could be, but I doubt it will be done again. 2 nearly perfect legs, you know, one missed a double and the other one hits it. So it was a quality final all round, and I was delighted for Michael. You know, once you got that first major, you know he's going to get more, and just kicked on from that first major win.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to keep going. Hopefully one day you might be holding that trophy, and hopefully you'll be paraded around St James's Park as well. I mean, that would be fantastic, wouldn't it?
Oh, that's my dream. It's obviously to win the big one, but to walk around parading it at St James's would be top it off.
Yeah, I mean, how long have you been in darts for? When did you start? At a very young age, or?
No, I was actually 20 to 21. I was actually at a local club, actually having a game of bingo with my mum. One of my friends came along and said, "Oh, we're struggling for for a team. Will you come and fill in for us?" And I just turned up that night. I think I beat one of the best players in the league that night in my first ever game, and it just kicked on from there. I enjoyed the crack with the lads. They were a good bunch of lads, and like I said, I've never looked back. I've just kept my arm in, and hey, I've put the time in, and it's paid off.
Oh, that's excellent. I mean, yeah. So, yeah, technically you started like in your 20s. So, yeah, I mean, and then look where you're on now. I mean, like I see, you're a world championship quarter finalist. I mean, Ali Pali's such a special place to play darts as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's unreal. Obviously, it's the biggest tournament of the year. Everybody around the world watches, and obviously, it's on over the Christmas, so everybody's just sat at home and got the dart on, regardless whether you like dart or not. It always seems to be on, and yeah, it's just great, obviously, to be amongst all the top lads as well, and hopefully one day I'll get that big title.
Yeah, because you actually beat Gary Anderson, didn't you, as well? Because what wasn't there something? There was something going on, wasn't there, where he was sort of having a dig at you, wasn't he? And you
Uh,
got your own back, and you
well,
done
that's it.
it. Board.
That's it. I kept my calm. Obviously, he said something at the break which I didn't agree on, and I just come out. I thought, there's no way he's winning this game now. Just go up there, just stay focused. I don't know if he was doing it to get in my head or to make us think, but to help me in the long run.
Yeah, and yeah, I bet he wasn't happy about losing that game, was he?
I think obviously I beat him a couple of years ago at the Grand Prix as well, so I knew I could do it up on a big stage, and I owed him from when he beat us at the Worlds a few years ago, and when I missed that big number, I still obviously still think of it to this day, but nah, I got that one back. I was delighted.
I mean, do you go into the Premier League darts much, or are you not in that sort of thing at the moment?
Sometimes I'll go and watch. Obviously, I've played in it a couple of times as a contender, but we kind of have pro tours on at the following day, so we normally travel down on the Thursday and got to play Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So the last few years I've not been able to attend. Even the Newcastle one, I would like, if I wasn't in it, I would still go and attend and just have a night out and obviously see faces I haven't seen for a while. And it's just we've had a pro tour on the last few years, so I haven't been able to do so.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I have not, I mean, obviously when you've got your darts top on as well, I mean, it's absolutely great that you've got the blue star on the back as well. I mean, it's such an iconic badge, I mean, it was our sponsor back in the day at Newcastle. Shame it's still not our sponsor now, but it's great that you carry that on and, you stay true to your roots.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, I wanted to bring someone back to obviously being through and through Newcastle, and I just wanted to show that northeast sign. Obviously, still nicknamed Hollywood, but I had the Hollywood star for a few years now, and I just wanted to change the star and put the Newcastle the Brown Ale star, and I just think it brings a little bit back to Newcastle, obviously, and show my true colours, and obviously it's not doing too bad. They're playing well, so it must be working.
Yeah, I mean, do you get many comments off fellow players about it? Like, obviously, foreign players. So, do they ask you what the blue star's for or anything?
To be honest, there's quite a few people already know what it is, and obviously you see the black and white stripes at the bottom of my dot shirt as well. So they all know that I'm a big Newcastle fan. So I don't think they need to ask, and it's just pretty obvious now.
Yeah, absolutely. Lewis has joined our chat and he says, "Make you walk out, Chris, walk out to local hero or coming home Newcastle." What do you think of that?
Yeah, it worked at the Premier League. Obviously I had it when I played in Newcastle. It went down a treat, and if I was to ever do that again, it would be exactly the same. But I tried it the year previous in Glasgow, competition. You need to get the crowd going a little bit, and I think Let's Get Ready to Rumble is a little bit better for that kind of
Yeah, good
moment.
old Ant Deck tune.
PG and done.
Nels. Yeah, exactly. Nell says, big up, lads. Great show. Thanks very much, Neil. Andrew says, yeah, right, lads. Yeah, we're fine.
Aye.
Ian says, have you ever had a 9-dart checkout, Chris?
I have. I think obviously you hit them quite regular and in practice and local leagues and stuff. But funny is to say that it was against the Sunderland fan. My first 9 dot on the pro tour was against Davy Prince in a last leg decider. So Newcastle Sunderland, couldn't have come at a better time.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to have one up on the Mackham, don't we? So, yeah, what a better way to do it on a decider, get a 9-darter. Absolutely fantastic,
Exactly.
that. And Lewis says, oh, thanks, no problem. But, yeah, I mean, what tournaments you got coming up in the next few weeks or months?
This Friday, in Milton Keynes, they've got the Masters, where I play Joe Cullen. The winner will face Luke Humphries. So it's a tough task, but obviously I'm ready for playing last year's winner. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Practice has been going well. Obviously, I'm just in a hotel now as I was at the match down in Southampton last night. So I'm just in a hotel. I'm at Milton Keynes getting myself prepared for.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, do you spend a lot of time away from home when you're on darts tours, or?
Yeah, obviously it depends which ones you qualify. If it's a Euro tour, you like fly on the Thursday and travel back home on the Monday. But the pro tours are normally Friday, Saturday, and you go back home on the Sunday after the competition. So they're just chop and change. You get midweek ones as well, so it could be about 3-4 weeks, 3-4 days at a time. So it's not too bad, but I start picking up. Could get.
Yeah. Andrew's put a tongue-in-cheek answer, and he says, "Did the 9-darter win a tray of cheesy chips off the lad?"
He'll not part with anything.
Well, yeah, that's a Mackham for you, though, isn't it? I mean, we all know you're a big Newcastle fan. You're a season ticket holder, I believe.
I am, yeah. I am. I've got one with my little lad as well, so I take him to the games. It just he loves the atmosphere. He's not banging to football at the minute. I'm not going to force him, so he just picks and chooses which games he wants to go to. But yeah, it's great, man. I go home and away whenever I'm not at darts. I'm at the football. You see, it's like I said, I was down Southampton last night. I was at Palace at the weekend. So yeah, I just go all over when I can.
I mean, what did you make of last night's match, Chris? Get your review on the match. I mean, for a starters, that Joe Linton handball, that was a bit touch and go. I didn't think that hit his hand, to be fair.
Nah, I just watched that back this morning, to be fair. Obviously, we couldn't see from it was the other end, so I can't see it hitting his hand. Obviously, it just come off, I think, just his side, really, his belly. But nah, it wasn't a handball for me. And it was a decent enough all round performance. Obviously, you can say we could have had 4 or 5, but it's another clean sheet. All we needed to do was to go down there, stay in the tie, give ourselves a chance in the second leg, and we've got that 1 goal cushion. And hopefully, as I touched on before, the home fans will give that extra 10% that they need to get their place at Wembley.
Yeah, definitely. I think if we can get an early goal on Tuesday, that'll make Southampton come out even more to play, which might mean they leave a lot of gaps in the back and then we exploit them. But we just got to start putting these chances in the back of the net. That's the thing. We're creating the chances. We're just not putting them in, are we?
Definitely. I think obviously Isaac's shown signs of his best again. So I think he's due a start as well. I think he's got the legs a little bit more than Callum Wilson at the minute. So I think if it was me, I would chance starting him and just see how it goes. And I was impressed with Maxi when he come on the other night as well. So if them two can start linking up, who knows? You might see a different side of Maxi as well. So hey, fingers crossed. Obviously the the whole defense and Nick Pope's been absolutely fantastic as well. So if we can keep clean sheets, then we're gonna be there or thereabouts.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think Callum Wilson's just looked off the pace for a few weeks. Yeah, he got that assist for Isak against Fulham, but other than that, to me, just doesn't look. Since the World Cup, he's just looks a totally different player. I just don't know what's happened to Callum Wilson, and I think he needs a rest on the bench. In all honesty, when Isak and Maxi came on last night, they both changed that game. They changed the dynamics of that game last night, and you could see they were up for it, weren't they?
Oh, 100%. They want to get their place in the team, and you can see they've been working hard. And like I said, when Isaac comes straight on, he changed it instantly and created a couple of good chances. Obviously, got the assist for the goal, and yeah, he looked sharp when he come on against Palace the other day as well. So I think he's due a start, and just to give Wilson a little rest and see how it turns out.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrew says, do you have a favourite team player, Chris, of the current team?
Obviously everybody loves Bruno, but I like this season. Fabian Shaw's just been unbelievable. He hasn't put a foot wrong. He's not me, like you said, he's not my favourite player, but he's one of the standout players of the season by a long way. And like I said, I've touched on before the whole defence, you can't pick a fault. Nice to see local lad Dan Burn, filling in for Matty Target, the left back, and hasn't put a foot wrong, and so you kind of change the team. So it's hard to pick a favourite player, but Bruno, big difference in the middle of the park. So I think he's a fan favourite with everybody.
Yeah, Bruno is. I mean, what a bargain of a signing that is as well, isn't it, Bruno? I mean, Pope's been a bargain at 10 million quid as well in the back of the net. The goalkeeper. I mean, a lot of people were had the eyebrows raised when we signed Nick Pope, but he's the best England goalkeeper in the Premier League. That's the stats, and the stats don't lie.
Yeah, no, he's been a bargain. Obviously, 10 million's a steal, and obviously, like I touched on before, Trippier for 12 million, Dan Burn 12 million, 13 million. It's nothing. It's pennies. When you look at the price of nowadays, what people's paying, it's absolutely ridiculous.
That's the thing. I mean, what I can't understand is we get a lot of criticism from people saying, "Oh, well, you're in the top four because you've bought your way in there," but we haven't really, because we haven't gone out and spent massive amounts of money. Yes, we've spent over 200 odd million, but okay, Isak 63 million, but apart from that, they've been Botman, 35 million euros. What a bargain for Botman. I mean, an outstanding centre half, isn't he?
He's brilliant. Obviously, you've seen the difference. Botman playing alongside Shaw than he did against when he played alongside Lascelles. So I still think we need a cover on the defensive side. Just you can't slip up that. Obviously, playing a weekend team against Sheffield Wednesday, but you could see a massive difference with who he's playing alongside as well. So it is a big part of the team.
Yeah. Lewis is asking, are you going to the game on Tuesday night?
I am. I will be there. Obviously, don't want to miss that. But I've even got stuff booked for Wembley as well, so I'm not confident. I've got it all sorted.
You got your hotel and that sorted, have you?
It's all sorted.
Nice one. Andrew says, Shaw, great show, Billy bargain. I mean, 3.5 million for share.
That's it. Like I say, it's when you look at Man United playing 80 million for Harry Maguire and 80 odd million for Anthony. Anthony's no better than Obertan. He's absolutely terrible. He's done nothing. So he had one decent game against City when they still got hammered 6-3. So
Yeah,
he's nothing. So we slate Jacob Murphy now and again, and obviously he come on last night. He actually done all right last night, and I would even put Murphy in front of uh, Anthony. So hey, we've done well. He hasn't went daft and started spending big money. He's done it the right way, and hey, that's why we're where we are.
yeah. I mean, it was great last night. We had a bit of shithousery from Bruno. First of all, when Selector Carr got the second yellow and the red card,
Yeah,
he sort of laughed at that and celebrated it and got a booking. And then Jacob Murphy decided to give him a waiver as he was going off as well. I mean, it's fun. It's fantastic, isn't it? We're showing a bit of shithousery about us now as well, which is something we've never seen for a long, long time.
definitely. It goes to show it's when you're going confident. It's a massive confidence boost when you're doing things like that. It just shows how much you've come on the last few months. The team, the bonding and everything. It's a mega part of the team, and hey, it's just such a buzz to be around the club and the fans, not just the players as well. The fan base sitting in amongst the crowd last night was unreal. You see these people travel miles week in, week out to follow Newcastle, and it was just an unbelievable feeling last night.
Yeah, brilliant. Ian says, do you think it's good for the game having two different governing bodies in darts?
Um, to be honest, there's not much of the WDF now. It's kind of went downhill. I only ever follow the PDC properly now, and obviously BDO when it was the BDO before I even started playing. That's where I used to watch. Obviously, my dad played in the competitions and stuff like that. He travelled. So I did watch both sides because a few of the friends back home were playing in the BDO when I played in the PDC. So it's nice to follow your mates and give them a bit of support. But nah, I think there's only one side now. I think a lot of them have chose they wanted to give Q School a go to try and get their tour card as well. So yeah, there's so many options nowadays. You've got something called the ADC, which Scott Hunt and Steve Brown have come up with as well. So I think that's going well. And you've got the seniors tour now, so there's 3 or 4 opportunities now. If you haven't got a tour card and you're 50 or over, you can do the challenge tour, the seniors tour. So there's a lot of opportunities out there. So I think the BDO on the WDF side isn't it's nothing now.
I mean, we all know what Phil the Power Taylor was like. I mean, what a hell of a player he was. I mean, till he retired. I mean,
Yeah.
have you ever met Phil and what's he like as a guy? Is he down to earth or, because some people say he looks arrogant when you see him, but I mean, you've probably spoken to him before.
Yeah, I've spent a bit of time with him. Obviously on the tour exhibitions, and I was lucky enough to play him on the biggest stage of all. I played him in his last ever World Championships. I missed a couple of darts to go 2-2 with him in sets to take it to his decider, but I've played him and he's different class. He's the best ever. I don't think anybody will ever do what he's done in the game. But he had some great words to say about us before I played Phil, and obviously after I played him at the World Championship. So yeah, he's a great lad, and even tweeted us the other week when I don't know if it was when I beat Gary or when I beat Bob. So yeah, it's still nice to see things.
Yeah, oh, that's excellent. Lewis says, I'll be at the game Tuesday, so I'm a season ticket holder as well. I got my hotel booked for Wembley as well. So Lewis has
Good
got
lad.
his booked. A lot of
Confidence,
people
that's
have,
what I
haven't
like
they?
to say.
He says he got his with his season ticket for Tuesday's game. Andrew says that 80 million was just for Maguire's forehead. And my good friends on here, Junior Turner, he says,
Junior,
I go on, Dobey lad, the new song's a banger.
quality.
Yes, Junior, I
Hope you're
hope you're
well,
getting
mate.
the song ready for the cup final, mind, because I did say to Junior, I messaged him and I said, mind, we get the cup final, he'll have to make a song for it. So I give him a bit of pressure there.
Aye, good lad. He's a great lad.
I wish the owners could just, I'm I'm trying to make it happen for him, hopefully, but it'd be lovely if, like, for, just one of the home games that he could come out and sing Banks of the River
Yeah.
Tyne live to the
Aye.
52,000 in the stadium, like before Liverpool game, or,
Aye.
or Man U or Arsenal. I mean, it'd be absolutely fantastic if we could get him on
Definitely.
there.
It's played in the ground every game, so I don't know why not. It's definitely one of
Yeah.
the fans' favourite songs. So you see the lads and lasses singing along to it as well. So it's catchy and they enjoy it. So hey, let's hope, yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely put appeals out there if anybody's, close or nosy or can get to the owners and say, look, let's get Junior Turner on the pitch, because that'd be fantastic. I mean, we've seen it years ago when we used to have the guy come round singing the Blade and races live on the pitch,
Yeah.
and it's just something different, I mean, yes, it's nice and it's spine tingling when you hear it over the tannoy, but when you hear somebody sing it live, it's even better. And it would be great if we could get Junior on that pitch. And he says there's only one Chris Dobey. Another good friend of mine, Billy from Toon Review as well. He says, "Good luck, Chris, for this year. Hope you can also bring a trophy to the Toon."
Fingers crossed, mate. I'm trying my best.
There you go, Billy's trying for you. Andrew says, "My dad was the first to beat John Law after he won the title in '79 in the club. I still have the newspaper article."
Hey, fair play, great play in his day, John Law. So no, that's a big win. It's something to keep hold of and obviously tell the grandkids and kids, because he was definitely up there with the best.
And Billy's asking, "What did Gary Anderson say to you that got you pumped up at Ali Pali?"
I knew that would come out. No, he just didn't like, obviously, the support I had. He thinks it was a bit too much, and obviously I disagreed. Everybody's there to, obviously, my fans and my supporters who come with us or who's out there. You've just got to block everything out at the back. He just didn't agree, and yeah, I was just a bit annoyed with how he said it and what he said. So hey, there was only one winner, like I said. There was only going to be one man made that happen.
Just gives you motivation to go out there and smash them, doesn't it? That's the thing. And I mean, when it's the same with, like, managers and that, like, Alex Ferguson used to be the best at mind games, didn't he? And obviously that's what got Keegan railed up. But you had the perfect response. You just went out there and said, my darts will do the talking, and your darts did the talking, and off went home Gary Anderson.
100%. Exactly. You've just got to stay focused, and like I say, when I'm up on that stage, I focus on the board and the board only. Whatever's behind you, just totally oblivious to it. Like I say, when he said what he said, I went on stage and I together and got over the line, and so like just to get that win, because like I said after the game, he's a great lad, and obviously I still got a lot of respect for him. But, just didn't agree with what he said.
Yeah, definitely. These things are all right afterwards anyway, so that's the main thing, in it. Junior says he's one of our own. He's one of our own. Chris Dobey, he's one of our own. And he says Chris has heard it. Haha.
Honestly, hearing that song in the utility arena when I played there in the Premier League, the goosebumps on all over my body. It was unreal. It was something that'll live with me for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Lewis says, "Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne." Yep, Lewis, we love it, don't we? And Junior says, yep, he loves it. Lewis says, Mark Knopfler playing live, the local hero live, when the players come out. I mean, yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it?
Yes, it's one of the songs that that's always been played ever since I've been watching and going to the matches. So it'll be unreal.
Yeah, can you imagine he's standing there, Martin Offler, with his guitar player? That would be spine tingling as well. Junior says, "Yeah, Chris lad, where were you at the Northern last week? Haha."
Hey, I tried to get up. Obviously, I had the little one. I tried to get Paul Nicholson. He was up for the weekend. Obviously, I took him to the match, and I did try my best to get up, but unfortunately, I had the little man, so I was unable to attend. I hear you had a good
Yeah,
night, and I'll catch up with you. I'll definitely catch up with you soon.
and he's asking, "Are you in a hotel?" You did say before you were in a
I
hotel, didn't
am.
you? Yeah,
I am. I've come up to obviously prepare myself for this Friday.
yeah. Andrew says, "When you go football, can we sing? We want
It's,
Dobey in the middle. He knows exactly what we need."
hey, to be honest, at the match, you get a lot of people still singing Dobey in the middle, and no, it is good, but hey, I just wanna sing the Newcastle chants and like just be part of the fans, and you can never take the dark side out of it as well. Obviously, when I'm in the crowd, the Sven Botman song is the PDC song as well,
All
so
right, yeah,
it's it's one of those things that you've just got to live with as well. So it is good.
yeah. Junior says Chris needs to use Banks of the River Time for his walk-on song.
uh, like I say, there's a lot of great songs. Obviously, yourself, and you've got Sam Fender, you've got Andrew Cushion, not Martin Knopfler as well. So talent in the Northeast is unbelievable
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. Sam Fender's
You
great,
just got
isn't
to
he?
pick and choose which get the crowd and but the quality. Quality.
Ian says Gary Anderson lives 10 minutes from where I live. Used to see him regularly. Andrew says, "I hope you're well, Junior."
Yeah, I
But so Ian used to see him regular.
I fishing probably. He likes his fishing.
Wayne say, yeah, Wayne says, "Hello, lads. Hello, Wayne. You all right, mate?"
Hi mate, all right.
Lewis says, "Man, you are just kicking off." I'll tell you what, though, that's a tough game for Manchester United tonight because Nottingham Forest at the City Ground are a different side altogether, and Liverpool's lost there. Chelsea got a draw there, and
Yeah,
Man U's got
yeah,
an FA Cup match on Saturday. So and they
yeah.
had a grueling match
The,
against Arsenal at the weekend.
the only
So
the only advantage I would say Man United's got in that one is obviously Dean Henderson not being able to play against. And he's saved them the last few rounds on the penalty shootouts. He's been fantastic. But like I say that they're starting to gel and they're starting to play well for us. So it wouldn't surprise me if they got something out of tonight's game and get into the second leg. So hey, fingers crossed.
yeah, it would
I'd
be great.
rather beat Man United in the final.
Yeah, that would be fantastic if we got like to beat Man United in the final as well. Get them back for the FA Cup as well.
You've got so many Glory fans, Man United fans back home, and obviously on the tour you've got Smithy, Aspinall, and Cullen. They're all Man United fans, so just to get one on them, it'll be unreal.
Yeah, exactly. You could have the bragging rights then, can't you?
Oh, definitely. I'm looking forward to it.
Junior says, Chris has heard the cup final song. He knows it's a banger. Well, I haven't heard it yet, then,
100%.
Junior, so you're going to have to send it over, mate, so I can hear it. And he's saying hello to Andrew. Junior says, I'll pay you $2.50 and a sausage roll from Greg's to use my song. Haha. That's if you want it as a walk-on song. I mean, Junior's great. I mean, he let me use his Banks of the River Tyne for my intro, and hats off to the guy. And
Yeah.
thank you very much indeed, Junior. And I'm going to get him on the show again soon as well, because I had somebody the other day actually came on my show and said, "Oh, I watched the show with Junior Turner, and he really helped me a lot by what he was saying." So, it's great that we have these shows out there, and it actually helps people. I think he's frozen a moment. But yeah, it's nice to put these shows out and have people and helping people out. But yeah, it's great to know that. Sefton says, just arrived at work. Question, I'm hopeless at darts and the ways have been fun. What makes a great player? And hi, Andrew and Junior and chat.
Just dedication. As long as you're enjoying it, practice. Obviously, you've got to practice because whatever you put in, that's what you're going to get out. If you don't put enough time in, you'll not get much out of it. But the main thing is just enjoy it, and you'll go along. As long as you enjoy it, just keep going.
Yeah, that's all you got to do, Stefan. I mean, like I say, I used to play darts, and when I started this channel back in October, I gave it up because I didn't have the time to do darts in this channel together. I mean, I remember, I think last year I played somebody and I was playing this woman, and she was a pretty good player. She hit 174, got herself down to, I think, double four, sorry. And she was struggling to get out. And I was still on like 220 then. And some of my scores weren't that great, but I managed to hit an 85, and I got myself down and actually beat her. And it just shows you, sometimes you can hit the high score, but when you get to a low double, sometimes it struggles to get out.
Yeah.
And I know what I say because I used to hit double one.
Doubles is the main priority. You can score for fun, and obviously you see the pros do it. I do it quite regular. You score for fun, and you kind of hit a double to save your life. So pretty much it's a double start as well. So hey, I've done well there the last few years. So it's one of the ones I look forward to. That's what we play back home, double start in most of our leagues. So it's it is good to play in something like that. It is.
Yeah, definitely. Junior saying hello to Sefton. Knight says, first Newcastle. Please you can keep Man United. Sefton says he's at work.
It'll be nice.
Yeah. Andrew says, I play Banks of the River Tyne every match day now. Turned into a superstition and so far it works, lol. And Man United are winning 1-0, by the way, says Lewis. And says Knight. And Sefton says,
Rashford again, was it?
Probably, yeah, I don't know. And Sefton says, I had a pair of Jockey Wilson set of darts and I was still hopeless.
Hey, there's some decent Jockey Wilsons. I know quite a lot of people that still use the Jockey Wilson darts. There's a local darts manufacturer, Data Dart, local to ourselves. They're based in Blythe. They've actually brought a new Jockey Wilson dart out. So yeah, there's still some decent sets of jockeys.
Yeah. Yeah, Rashford and fair play. It was an amazing goal he danced through Forest. He's on fire at the minute, isn't he?
He's unreal at the minute. He's playing well. His goal against Arsenal the other day was a great goal, and obviously it's a shame I've got him in my fantasy team as well, so that doesn't get us any points. But
yeah. Chris says, evening Tony and Chris. Evening Chris, hope you're well, mate.
Hi mate, all right.
I mean, obviously you weren't around when the Entertainers era was out in the 90s, or you would have been very young, but I mean,
Very.
that was a great era. I mean, I've supported Newcastle since 1982, since I was 10 year old, and I remember being there for Keegan's debut. And then when he finally left in a helicopter. And to be fair, I didn't even think we would ever see him back at the club again after that. But for when he walked back in through the doors as a manager under Sir John Hall, after he got his Magpie group through, it, what a fantastic journey Keegan took us on. I mean, we should have by rights won the Premier League back then. We were 12 points clear. It all started once we got beat off Man United at St James's Park 1-0 when Cantona scored and Schmeichel had an awesome game that night. Nobody could get past Schmeichel that night. He was absolutely unplayable in goal. And then it just seemed to go downhill from then. And that's when Keegan had his outburst. I think it was after the Leeds game because Ferguson said something and wound him up. But, all in all, I think the memories that Keegan created back then, his football, his style of football, it was cavalier football that nobody had ever seen. And even John Beresford said, when he signed for Newcastle, this is how good Keegan was. He said, when I signed, I says to Keegan, why should I sign for Newcastle? And Keegan says, because I'm telling you now, we'll get promoted this season. So then we'll be in the Premier League. This following season, we'll be in the European. We'll be in European champion, played in Europe. He says, and you'll be in the England squad. And John Beresford thought, this guy's away with the fairies. He says, but you know what? He was absolutely bang on with everything. He was absolutely spot on. He says, we did get promoted. We did end up qualifying for Europe. And I did get in the England team.
No, definitely.
I mean, obviously, I would say from, past players, who's your favourite past player? Have you got a few, or is it one in particular?
There is obviously. I was a big Nobby Solano fan. He was quality. Everybody loved Solano, but yeah, you get the odd players when they sign. You pick and choose. I like Scott Parker for the couple of years that he was at Newcastle. You just shop and change, but obviously Shearer was the top dog at the time. You never ever get in front of Shearer.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's a legend.
Nobby Solano was.
Yeah, I mean, Ginola was a special talent as well, wasn't he? So was Laurent Robert. To be fair, I mean, some of the shots he used to hit with his left foot was a wand, wasn't it? The Robert's.
Definitely, he had some strike.
Yeah. Sefton says, night all, how are you the tune? I can get this on catch up. See you later, Sefton. Enjoy your shift. Lewis says, Pavel Srnicek, Alan Shearer and Shea Given. Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're three great names
nice
there. I mean,
to see Pavel Given come back when Pavel come up.
Yeah.
When Pavel come back, it was great.
Yeah, such a shame what happened to Pavel, wasn't it? And, great guy, great goalkeeper. I mean, obviously, I remember when he signed first time round for us.
Another player I liked, obviously, was Gary Speed. Gary Speed was obviously, and he was fantastic. He was a legend of the club as well.
Yeah, Speed was an absolute legend, and managers. I mean, Sir Bobby, he was an absolute legend as well, and a gentleman.
Unreal, yeah, brilliant.
Yeah. Pavel is a Geordie, says Lewis. Yeah, he is adopted Geordie and always will be. I mean, as I say, I remember when Pavel first came to the club in the 80s and we signed him. We signed him from Bannock Ostrava for about 350 grand. Jim Smith signed him. He wasn't particularly great, to be fair. He used to be awful on crosses. And back then, there used to be a joke going around, what's the difference between Dracula and Pavel? They're both scared of crosses. And that used to be the thing. But when Keegan came into the club, he just seemed to galvanise everybody. And Pavel Cernchak turned into a superb keeper under Keegan. And, for a player to turn around his form so much like that was just testament to the man of Kevin Keegan's stature.
Yeah.
I mean, before this season started, I did have a prediction out, and I did say we would finish 7th, and I said we would win the Carabao Cup and get the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Well, obviously we're not going to the semi-finals of the FA Cup, but my prediction of at least getting to winning the Carabao Cup, at least that's still on. I just wish I'd put a bet on it now at the beginning of the season.
But yeah, I said we'll finish top 6. I didn't quite predict that. Obviously, we'll be in this position now, but a few weeks back, I think I backed Newcastle to win both the league and the Carabao Cup, so I've got a chance at the Carabao Cup.
Yeah. I mean, this guy's been with us for over 14 months now. He came into the club when we were sitting bottom of the league. We hadn't won a game. We just got rid of Steve Bruce, Eddie Howe. I mean, he's came in, he's galvanised the club. I mean, in your own words, Chris, I mean, sum up this guy in 14 months of what he's done to this club.
Absolutely fantastic. There's probably not one man that you could pick that would come in and do a better job than what he's done. With a team that we had under Bruce, he come in and got the results that Bruce didn't. And I was at the game where we played Leeds away. We got that important win with Shelby's free kick. That was the kickstart to everything. And now his man management and everything. He got Joe Linton, who was £40 million striker. He got him to a world beater centre midfielder. He turned Almiron, who had no confidence whatsoever. He turned him. Look what he's done this season. So his man management side has been unbelievable. But Graham Jones has took a little back seat. Let Eddie Howe and Jason Tyndall just do what they're. And Jason Tyndall's been fantastic as well. So hey, you can't fault what they've done.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of our young fan base haven't seen this part of Newcastle United because they've all been, people up to the age of 20 and that. They're only used to seeing us do bad under our former owner. I mean, where were you the day when we got taken over, and were you watching that closely as well?
I was actually on my way to a Super League game. I'm sure it was a Thursday night. I was on my way to a Super League game because we had just drove from Newcastle straight to where we were, and we're thinking, what's going on here? And obviously, look on Sky Sports, we're being took over, and obviously you had everybody posting, the crowd gathering, and then you had the likes of Sam Fender and that there celebrating with their cans, and it was just great to see. And you've never looked, like I said, when I first started playing darts, I've never looked back, and obviously this one we've been took over. The owners have been fantastic, and like I say, they've never looked back.
Yeah, and how have you found our new ownership model? I mean, you get people criticising them, but I think they've been absolutely fantastic. They get the club, they get the fans, they get the city, and that's what you want from an owner, don't you?
100% to understand what the fans have wanted. It's not the winning side of it. It's giving the 110%. They haven't went daft and spent a lot of money like a lot of them thought would. They react with the fans. They understand every single person in that stadium, and obviously I think they've turned into big Newcastle fans themselves, and can see the passion what they want from the club. It's not about the money; it's what they want. But, it's just great to see the buzz around the stadium now, home or away. The lift that it's give us, the belief it's give us, it's, it's unreal. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, to be fair, if somebody had said to me last January, in 12 months' time, we'll be third top in the Premier League, we'll have one foot in the final at Wembley, we'll have been dumped out the FA Cup again by another League One team, I would have just laughed at somebody saying that to me. Because I know we finished 11th and we finished off quite strongly in the Premier League, and technically we're only about 8 points off the 7th spot, which would have been Europa Conference. But are you surprised how quick the turnaround is? How massive we've done this from 12 months ago when we were sitting third bottom in the Premier League?
Surprised, because obviously going off the back end of last year, I think we were phenomenal. We put so many good performances. Beat Arsenal the last home game of the season. Obviously the way we started, we're unlucky against Liverpool this season. I still think we should be unbeaten now, because I don't think we deserve to lose that game against Liverpool. The Rob Roller, obviously 9 minutes added, but only added 6 or 7, I think. And we could even be higher than what we are, because VAR robbed with a goal against Palace at home when it got disallowed for the push into the keeper, where we could have probably should have beat Leeds at home. But at home, they're silly thrown away. So I'm not surprised at how well we've done. But above Liverpool, Chelsea, you'd have took that. But look where they are in the league. They're miles out of it now. So hey, as I touched on before, I'm not surprised one.
Yeah. Yeah, you mentioned Chelsea there for a minute. What do you think about the way they're going out spending money, the way they're going on? And Todd Bowley, the owner, seems to be going out there thinking he's playing FIFA. And then they hand out these huge contracts, and now FFP is going to be tightened on that.
Exactly. That's how they're getting around it. 8.5 year deals. What's that? He's going to be sick of his life, and in the end of the year, Mudryk coming in on an 8.5 year deal. They're not going to do nothing. They're spending money like it's going out of fashion, and people slate Newcastle. You get all these fans, oh, it's oil money, it's oil money. Look, we're doing it the right way. We're not going silly. And it just comes to show, money can't buy everything, and we're doing it the right way. They're spending money for fun, and they're still rubbish. So hey, we're the
I would love to see Chelsea not even qualify for Europe this season, and then I want to see how these players start reacting next season when they realise they've got no European football. They're going to be restless, aren't they?
Exactly. That's what I mean. Coming in, signing an 8.5 year deal, I think it's kind of silly. But I would love it for them not to get any European football. Obviously, teams like Brighton, Brentford, Fulham, they deserve it a lot more. They're playing better football than them, so there's no reason why they can't keep it up. I think they were a little unlucky against Tottenham the other night. Fulham, they played well against us at home, so they're the teams you've got to watch out for. Brighton's been playing well, so it wouldn't surprise me one bit if they went on to get Europe.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be nice to see them get Europe as well. Chelsea and Liverpool are 10 points behind us now, so they're a long way behind us. We've got to go on a bad run, and they've got to go on amazing winning runs to get above us. And if they want to be above us, and we got to lose 4 games, and they've got to win 4 games to get above us. So, we're in a great position.
Exactly, and I can't see it. But with the defence we've got, obviously not conceding in so long, you can't see them 10 points being slipped as well. So as
Yeah.
long as we keep steady enough, I think we've got a great chance.
Lewis says, yeah, we just wanted our club back. Yeah, absolutely. Wayne says, Chris Dobey, all right, but
100%.
should never have got beat off Liverpool. We were robbed there. Lewis says it's 1-1.
It still bugs me that get in.
Yeah. Get in. Yeah, even Nate says it's, and then Lewis says, oh, no, it's offside. Oh, okay. Pablo says, evening, Tony and Chris. Hi, Pablo, you all right?
Pablo, all right.
Typical Man U, says Lewis. Yeah.
That's another thing from last night's game as well.
Yeah.
How could the VAR went for Adam Armstrong's goal, but they didn't use it for the handball with Joe Linton? I didn't understand that one bit.
Yeah, I couldn't understand that either. It was just ridiculous. They did do a slight check, but they said, it was handball, so they didn't take it any further. Pablo says, how is Pope England's number one? It's beyond the joke.
Aye, it's ridiculous. It's obviously Southgate's got to look somehow now. Realise where Everton are with Pickford and then Newcastle are with Pope. You've got to.
Yeah. Everton's in a mess, aren't they?
But it's doing us a favour with Pope not playing for England as well, though. So it's keeping them fresh and fit for us.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Yeah, definitely. Then David says, Forrest checking the goal, and it is offside. Damn. Well, come on, Forrest, get an equaliser. Joke decision, says Nate. Wayne says he was buzzing there when he thought they'd equalised. David says, I love Murphy, the wave to the Southampton player. Yeah, that was absolutely fantastic, wasn't it? Nate says,
love him for that.
Bruce for Everton.
He was on about retiring the other week, wasn't
he? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, we'll touch on him, Steve Bruce. I mean, what did you make of the decision when we brought him into the club as manager? I mean, I didn't want him there from the start.
Nah, I was exactly the same. Anybody that's managed Sunderland, he's got no loyalty. He's managed Villa, he's managed Birmingham, he's managed West Brom. Where's the loyalty there? He's got no loyalty whatsoever. So managing Sunderland and going to Newcastle, it's a no-go straight away.
Yeah. I mean, I want to get your thoughts on this. He come out with it the other week on a podcast, and he said he told the owners he'd walk away from the club because he took the club as far as he could. That's line number one, which we know of. And he also said he recommended Eddie Howe to the owners as well, and said he's a good young manager. You want to get Eddie Howe in as manager. And he said, and Kieran Dyer then come out and said, you can't give Eddie Howe all the credit for Joe Linton playing in midfield because Bruce tried him in midfield as well.
Fantastic. Hey, I heard Kieran Dyer the other day. He talks a lot of rubbish. Like, he said there's not one world-class centre defender in that team the other day. I was like, how can you say that with the best defensive record in the league? Just absolutely ridiculous. So I don't believe a word what Kieran Dyer says.
Yeah. And what about Bruce's comments? I mean, Bruce coming out with stuff like that, saying he recommended Eddie Howe to the board and he walked away. Well, he didn't because he had to be sacked and be given compensation, which we all know about.
Is it exactly? Is that just to try and get from it?
Kong says he started his retirement when he signed for us, didn't he, Steve Bruce?
Definitely. I still can't believe what they paid $8 million or something to get him from Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, and they weren't happy, Sheffield fans, when he went because they said he didn't show them any loyalty.
He was actually doing quite well for them before he came to us.
Yeah, because that's another thing. He'd been to Sheffield United as well as manager, so he's again no I mean I had the preview for the Sheffield Wednesday game. I had a couple of fans on. I had one, and one of the Sheffield Wednesday fans said, "Oh, before Bruce coming as manager, he was in the Caribbean watching the cricket, England playing. So he said, I'll join the club after I've been to the cricket."
It's daft,
isn't it? Pablo says you can see the real brotherhood in this team when you see the lads stick up for each other. Yeah, definitely. Lewis says money.
Couldn't have been few of my mates.
For Steve Bruce. Knight says, tell you what, Forest look like they've got a couple of goals in them tonight. Let's hope so. Let's hope.
Fingers crossed.
I mean, your thoughts for the season now? I mean, where do you think now? I know we've only lost one game. Eddie Howe's the best English manager. He's overtook Alan Pardew. Now he's 15 games unbeaten.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny how the top three are all ex-Newcastle as well. In the Premier League, you got, well, two are ex-Newcastle. Yeah. One's current Newcastle. Sorry, I didn't mean to say ex-Newcastle. But you've got Eddie Howe, who's on 15. Got Pardew, ex-manager, on 14. And then you got Stuart Pearce, ex-player, on 13 with Man City. I mean, we're dominating the league, aren't we?
Exactly. Obviously, touching on where Eddie Howe, he's done a brilliant job. And if you look at our next few games as well, obviously we've got Southampton in the second leg, we've got West Ham and Bournemouth as well away. So hey, there's a chance to do even better than that as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, where do you think realistically now we'll finish this season? Or where do you want us to finish come the end of May?
I can't see past top four now, honestly, and that's being realistic. I said top six from the start, but the way our defence is set up and the way Nick Pope's playing, I know you always get one or two bad games, but I can't see we'll slip. No, top four. I think the top four that is now is going to be the top four.
Yeah, definitely.
The remainder of the season.
Yeah. Can you see Arsenal win the league, or can you still see Man City getting it?
I can definitely see Arsenal winning the league. They're playing well. They're grinding results out, and they're getting late goals to win games as well. Obviously, we managed Saka. Obviously, with Dan Burn and Joe Linton both linking up well on the left-hand side when we played them down there. I think we dealt with them pretty well, but they still could have scored 3 or 4 in the first half against us as well. So I can definitely see Arsenal winning. City haven't looked brilliant for the past few weeks. And Arsenal looking a bit more sharp than City.
Yeah. Lewis says top 4 in an EFL Cup win. Yeah, that'd be fantastic, Lewis. I mean, I was asked a question last
100%.
night.
I think. On.
Also, yeah, I was just going to say I was asked a question last night because it was apparently on TalkSport or something. As a Newcastle fan, what would you prefer, an EFL Cup win or a top 4? And I said to the viewer who put the question there, I said, the problem is I want both. But I says, if I had to have a choice, I says I would take the cup win because it'd be nice to have a trophy in the cabinet. And then even if we finished in the top 6 or, then I would be happy with that. But it's one of them questions which is hard to answer, isn't it, really?
Definitely, that's the right answer though, because I think but I just think us and Man United are going to battle it out for that third and fourth spot. So I think it'll be a good little battle between us two.
Yeah, I think so as well. Knight says, we didn't lose to Liverpool, they cheated. Sorry for shouting. No, that's fine, mate. Yeah, we all know they cheated, so did the ref as well. I don't know where he got the extra time from.
Yeah, and I couldn't see Isaac's goal. I didn't think that was offside. So we would have been 2-1 up at the time, but I didn't think that was offside.
No, it wasn't, because Joe Gomez was playing him on side. But according to VAR, and this was according to VAR after the game, we couldn't determine which shadow was which, so we had to disallow it as offside. Why are they looking at shadows?
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Knight says, win the Carabao Cup.
But that for being Isaac's debut, I think he showed something special that night, and he was brilliant. You could tell we've got a decent signing there.
Yeah, absolutely. Knight says, winning the Carabao Cup, 3rd or 4th this season, easy, says.
I totally agree.
Pablo
says, totally agree.
Looks like Carl Darlow's on his way to Hull on loan. That's a good move for Darlow, I think.
It is. He's going to get first team football. I read something about he was meant to be joining Huddersfield, I think, the other day. But like I say, either of those clubs, I think it's a good move for him.
Yeah,
he's not a bad keeper. It'll keep his match fitness.
Yeah, you do well for them. Knight says, yeah, he's joined them, I believe, or at least it's been made to sound like it's done. So not too far off being done. And he says, never write off City.
You cannot just look at what they've done a few years ago.
I mean, what do you make of Haaland? I mean, what a beast he is, isn't he?
He's unbelievable, isn't he? You just give him one chance, he'll take it every time.
Yeah. I mean, that game against Man City, when we played them, I mean, when we went down after 5 minutes, you sort of feared the worst. You thought, oh, God, what's going to happen here? But we galvanised it, and, we were 3-1 up at one point, and we ended up 3-3. And I mean, after the game, Guardiola said...
3-1 lead. You shouldn't...
Yeah.
Go on, I'll let you...
Yeah, I was just going to say after that game, because Guardiola said that, he says himself and Eddie, he says, we both played great football, he says, and we put a game on for the fans in the stadium, but also fans watching on TV. He said, people thinking that we were going to come here and win like we did last season 4-0, he says, need to shake their heads because this is a totally different team now. And it was nice to hear that from Guardiola because, like the likes of Klopp, they're always saying stuff about us, but at least Guardiola has nice words to say about teams, and I've got a lot of respect for that guy.
Yeah, 100%. He's a great manager, and like I say, it just showed where we are now to date. When we were 3-1 up against City at the start of the season, to not win that match, we were all disappointed. Throwing away a 3-1 league, whether that was against City or not. So it just shows you that where we are now, this day and age.
Yeah. I mean, even Guardiola said as well after that game, this is a great point for City. So he knew the value of that point.
Yeah.
Lewis says, I would love it if we had him on our team, Haaland. Nate says, I signed Haaland for Wrexham on Football Manager and he scored over 100 goals in his first season. Probably would do in the National League, wouldn't he? It's mad, isn't it? But
It's
yeah.
good to see them doing well.
Yeah. I mean, transfer windows closing on Tuesday evening at 11 p.m. Ironically, on the day that we play in Southampton as well, which is weird. I mean, how many players do you think realistically will get through the door between now and 11 p.m. Tuesday?
I think we'll get 2, but I still think we need maybe 5. Just we need cover. We need another. Obviously, losing Chris Wood, we need another striker as backup. Definitely. I say
Yeah.
we need a winger that could probably cross balls. We need a backup defender and an attacking midfield. I would say, because that's where we're lacking. We're lacking the goals, so we need the more the attacking side of it. So I still think we need at least 5, but I reckon we might get 2 in.
Yeah. I mean, we've been linked with Anthony Gordon. Apparently, there's been talks. Some say it's broken down now. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know what happens between the clubs. But I mean, how would you feel if Anthony Gordon came to Newcastle? Would you be happy with that sign? I know it's splitting a lot of opinions at the moment. For me, I would say
Uh,
if he does sign, I'll back him 100%. And I would say Eddie's got the man management to take out that
yeah.
element of his game where he's diving and make him he could turn him into a cracking player. I mean, what's your thoughts, Chris?
Obviously, I'm not a big fan because of the way he went on with Sean Trippier. I know when we played them, but he's always caused threats against us. We'll see what he can do. He's not a bad player, but would he get straight into the first team? I don't think he would. I think he would be decent cover. But like you said, Eddie Howe can change. You've seen what he's done with Joelinton and Almiron, man management. He can change the player. So hey, there's no reason why he couldn't be a first team player in the future. Hey, we might not even get him yet. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, striking department. I mean, I'm surprised we haven't gone for Marcus Thuram. I mean, you can pick him up for about 8 million quid. 10 goals in 15 games in the Bundesliga for Mönchengladbach. And he can play not
yeah,
only striker but left wing as well. I mean, I would take him. Would you?
the winger. Yeah, a couple of games for France. Obviously, he's good friends with Maxi as well. So yeah, that could work. He's cheap as well. So in the we're linked with him at the start of the window as well. So that's a
Yeah,
very I think that's a possibility that we could go in for him. But it's went quiet with Madison. I thought Madison was pretty much nailed on to come to us, but it's went a bit quiet, which I don't know if it's a good thing or not. But I think the likes of Madison and Tielemans they'll be looking to get away from Leicester. I think that's a sinking ship, and
yeah.
now's the time to get out. If they're gonna get out.
I mean, I think Madison's probably more going to be a summer move, if anything.
Yeah. I would like to see him in this window, mind, because he's that type of attacking midfielder I think we need.
Yeah. Knight says apparently Gordon said he wants to move to Newcastle, and he says I would rather him having shithousery for us than against us. Yeah, and he says both Turams would be
Hey,
amazing. because his brother plays for Nice, and he's a defensive midfielder, and he's a good player as well.
Yeah.
And Ian's asking, how many hours a day do you practice your darts, Chris?
I tend to do about 4 hours a day. Mix it up. I don't do it constant. I'll do an hour here and there in the morning, an hour in the afternoon. And then if I'm not playing on a night time, which I only play a couple of nights a week now, if I'm not playing, I'll do a couple hours solid in the night time. But if not, if I'm out throwing, I'll go out for about 6, have an hour's practice, play my game, and then have an hour at the end of the night as well. So still getting at it for hour or two.
Yeah. I mean, I meant to ask you this. I've just thought it's just come to my head now. One of my viewers the other night was asking. He says, when he says if he doesn't get on, he says, but have you ever seen Bullseye before?
I've watched loads of episodes of Bullseye. Yeah, I even watched the new ones with Alan Carr as well. So
Yeah,
I used to love Bullseye.
I think they should bring it back really, because I think it would be a success. I mean, it's be fantastic, and then if they get the dart players on, you could be on there, couldn't you?
You get the professional dart players coming on. Obviously get a decent presenter on, and hey, who knows? It was a great show. And, yeah, hey, who knows? You never come back in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I remember back in the day, the 80s and 90s, when it was on, and you watch them now and you see the prizes and you just laugh at them. You think, oh my God, was that really around when I was around? It's like it's like technology's moved on so much now, and yeah, I just look at some of the things like they've got a tea maker and that, and you think I wouldn't even have that in my kitchen. Never mind taking it home from a studio. But yeah, it's or they come on at the end with a speedboat or a car. It's like what? Like a mini metro or something, in it. It's 2-0 Man United now, by the way. So yeah. Wayne says if they bring Bullseye back, the prizes have got to be better. Yeah, I'm sure there would be. Yeah, I'd love to see it back, because I think Alan Carr would do well, wouldn't he? I mean, he's a funny guy, isn't he, Alan Carr?
Yeah.
Remember when his dad was scout at Newcastle United?
I was.
Because I remember seeing an interview with Alan Carr. I think he was on Jonathan Ross or something once, and it was this was a couple of years ago, maybe, I think it was, and he said, Jonathan Ross says, oh, well, your dad was a scout at Newcastle, wasn't he? And he said, yes, he was. He says, I remember because one weekend, he says, my dad was going over to Holland to watch some players. He said, I think it was Ajax were playing PSV. He says, my dad says, come on, Alan, we'll go for the game. Come on, you can come with me and watch these players with me, and you can have some drinks and that in the bar. And Alan Carr says, all right, okay then. And he went over and he says he was treated really well by Ajax over there. He says, well, lovely.
Oh, brilliant.
But yeah, using his dad's contacts to go over there. But yeah,
that's it.
Knight says totally against the run of the game. Is Forrester bossing the game? That's usually the way, though, isn't it? Always against the run of play. And he also says it was because of Carr we got all those great French players. Yeah, we had lots of them, didn't we, come in, remember? Do you remember Tovan coming in with a dinner suit on?
To be honest, the likes of Tovan and Cabela didn't really get the chance at Newcastle. When Dovan left, he went on to be a massive name, didn't he? Was it at Marseille or someone like that? Turned into like a £40 million player. So.
And now he's playing in Mexico, isn't he?
Is he? I didn't realise.
Yeah, Mexico, I think it is. He's playing in, Mexican League, which is strange, isn't it, really? How much he's fallen. Ian says, I practiced 8 hours a day and was still only good enough for my local pub league, lol.
It kind of obviously does a lot of people that practice week in, week out, day in, but I think there's got to be a little tiny bit natural ability about it. It's not something to brag about, but you've got to put a lot of time into practice, and I think you still have to have that little natural.
Yeah. I mean, some people have their own style of throwing darts. I mean, some of the people where I used to play darts, and you see some of them thrown, and you think, how on earth are you hitting the board like that? And how are you getting these trebles, thrown like that? It's just like, some people have got weird throws, haven't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you probably see it yourself on the circuit. You probably see people with different throws, and you think, how on earth are they doing that?
Well, that's it. There's a lot of different styles. People's stance to the hockey. You get a lot of different stances to the hockey. Where John Henderson rocks to the hockey.
Yeah.
You've got to be comfortable with, and yeah, you can't tell how to go. You and
Wayne says, remember Rondal Thomason? Shite for the tomb, but class for Milan. Yes, he was. Yeah, I remember when he wasn't pretty good for us, was he? But yeah, he went to Milan. He bossed it, didn't he, over there? But that's the thing with some players. They'll go to a club and they'll not be a fit, but they'll move somewhere else and they'll be absolutely great. Look at Coutinho, great for Liverpool, went to Barcelona, flopped. Just shows you, doesn't it?
he's not doing that good at Black.
He isn't, is he?
Not doing that good.
No, I mean Liverpool saw Barcelona
coming. A brick wall, haven't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Liverpool paid $8.5 million, sold it to Barcelona for 148 million, and made their money. And obviously, what's he done since Liverpool? Nothing.
Exactly. Like I say, Liverpool, they made a profit there, but remember that season where they bought Carroll for 35 million, they bought Downing for silly money, 20 million or something as well, and
yeah,
I think it was the same season they bought Henderson as well. And Henderson was the only signing that worked out, and he's been a solid signing for them. As much as he's a Macklem, he's been a good signing for them.
Yeah, Carroll didn't do much for Liverpool. I remember when that day when he came to St James's Park, and where my seat was, I sat just like left of the goal, at the Sir John Hall stand end at the front row. And I remember when Carroll dived for a penalty, and the referee gave me a yellow card for that. And then the second half was even better in that game because good old James Perch, who I tell you what wasn't a bad player, to be fair. He always give 100%. But when Pepe Reina just put his head there and Perch went down, he dropped down like and you could see he wasn't really hurt by Reina, but he went down as if he'd been really headbutted by him, and you could see Reina wasn't happy, and he got the red card. And
yeah,
I remember all the fans behind the stand where I was were all just shouting "Pacino, Pacino," I mean, and then Jose Enrique went and goal and played a blinder for them, didn't he?
Stick. I did. Touching on James Perch, he got lot of stick, but he was nowhere near the worst player to play for Newcastle.
No, definitely not. No, absolutely. I mean, he was worth the 1.5 million that we got him for, and he's still playing now. I think he's playing for Mansfield.
He's still playing now. He's at a lower league team at Mansfield. But
Yeah, he's captain.
I think he went to Wigan or something after. So.
Yeah. Wayne says, Chris, who was that Dutch player? I can't remember his name. He used to throw his darts strange, and he was good though.
Chris Dobey, I think it was.
Is that the guy? Is it?
Was it Chris Dobey?
Might have been, yeah.
I used to do the little thing before releasing. I think that's who it is. He was a good player as well. He was a very good player in his day.
Yeah, there you go, Wayne. That's answered your question for that one. And
who would you say has been the worst player you've seen in Newcastle?
And mate, I would say we've had a few. But I would say Marcelino's got to be the worst because he was always injured. Never really played much, and when he did play, I didn't think he was that great. To be fair, he was the next best thing coming out of Spain, but he wasn't that great.
But I think Kasapa was one of them as well.
Oh god, yeah, he was poor. So was Boomsong, wasn't he? He was terrible, but yeah, there's been a few of them.
The best thing got him from Rangers, didn't we? And I remember being at the game against at home, and Kasapa started. Roy Keane was there, and I shouted a bit of abuse at Roy Keane as he did as a fan. I said, "We're gonna smash this next week," and he just turned around and says, "Just like you thought you were gonna do at the Portsmouth of the day." I said, yeah. And I just didn't have anything to reply to him. But I'll never forget that day. Like, was it? Well,
yeah, Wayne says that's the one.
I thought it was. He was a player.
Wayne says Colcourt was shite. I thought, like, yeah, he weren't too great either, was he?
You get so many that you think.
Yeah, there's lots of contenders out there who could be the worst players. I mean, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, you do. You get some good ones, but you also get some crap.
That will best, but I wasn't. Best was actually all right.
Yeah, Best was. Yeah, he wasn't too bad at all. No, yeah. Yeah, I thought Leon Best was all right. He scored some goals, didn't he?
He done all right in the championship, and he scored was it the 4-4 draw when Barton scored the 2, and then Tiote got that screamer.
Yeah, well, Best scored 2 in that game. One was offside, and when you look back at it, it was never offside, so it should have stood.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've definitely had some good players though, and some bad players. But we haven't got to worry about bargain basement no more. We don't shop in Poundland no more now. We shop in Harrods. That's the difference.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right, guys, we're going to wrap up there. But yeah, it's been great having Chris on tonight. I mean, thank you for coming on, Chris. It's been a pleasure to have you on, and we hope to get you on again as well.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Let us.
Yeah, we've had some good questions for you tonight, and yeah, got through them no problem. So that was brilliant.
Fingers crossed by next time we've got a couple of cups to our tally.
Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope you've got one as well. So be great if we win the Carabao Cup, you win a trophy, and then you know what, you can go out there with the team and show yours off as well. I mean, that would be absolutely fantastic on the pitch, wouldn't it?
Definitely. That's the plan, and that's to win one and parade it around the
Yeah,
round the ground.
yeah, definitely. So, guys, if you like what you see, please hit the like button. It does help the channel up the search results and makes it found more easily. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, please hit the subscribe. It's free to do so. It helps the channel grow. And bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows. But yeah, guys, like I say, it's been a great show, and we've been on an hour and a half, and Chris has been an absolute great guest tonight. And like I say, yep, we'll have him back on again, I'm sure, at some point. And we all want to say good luck to you with your darts as well, and hope you do win a competition. And Wayne says, remember our keeper back in the day, Mike Hooper? I think he was terrible. Yes, he was. He was a bad. Yeah, we're gone from Liverpool. Ian says, cheers, Chris.
Yeah. You're welcome.
And
It's been a pleasure.
Wayne says, Dobey, future champ bud. There you go. So Wayne's hoping you're going to be a future champion as well.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, thanks so much for coming on, and thank you guys as well in the chat for all your comments, and it's been brilliant. And what I've got to say is enjoy the rest of your evening. Let's hope Forest can come back and turn this around. And Nate says, great show, lads. Good luck with the arrows, Dobey.
See. Cheers. Thank you.
Yep. So yes, Chris has got a match on. Did you say Friday you've got one in Milton Keynes, haven't you? So
On ITV4.
there you go. So if you want to tune in ITV,
tune in and get supporting.
Yeah, get supporting Chris on Friday on ITV4. You've heard it first, yeah.
I'll see you on Tuesday at the ground,
There you go. You beat the ground on Tuesday
for
as well.
Celebrations.
Yeah, yeah, it should be, shouldn't it? So we should win that game, and hopefully we do. And Wayne says, great show, lads. Thanks, Wayne. Cheers, mate. And if you bump into Chris at the ground, go and say hello to Chris. I'm sure he won't mind.
The win. Not a problem.
Yeah, lovely. Right, guys, so that's the end of the show, and we're going to just check out now. So we will see you later. Have fun, and see you later. Bye-bye for now, guys. Bye-bye.